We've got a brand new card in Marvel Snap, and it's all about destruction. Knull is a 6/0 with the effect ongoing, has the combined power of all cards destroyed this game. And of course, what else am I going to put him in other than a Galactus list? Truth be told, there is a lot of interesting science you can do with Knull, and I'm probably going to experiment a lot with him on the channel this week. But for now, I want to show you the place that I think he probably belongs, and that's Galactus. The list you see on screen right now, the one without Knull in it, is the list I used to hit Infinite this season, or at least it is for the most part. We're going to make some adjustments to help incorporate Knull. I really do like Hood in this deck, but we're going to have to cut Hood. He has a little bit of anti-synergy with Knull, and we can get even better synergy with Knull by adding in Yondu instead, because Yondu destroys the top card of the opponent's deck despite not having destroy written in his text, and we're going to cut Daredevil in place of Knull. If we were to cut another card instead of Daredevil, the candidate might be Shang-Chi. I haven't done a video since I added Cosmo to the deck, so I'll walk a little bit through the theory of that. Basically, Cosmo is the card we play when we do have priority. A lot of decks that have the ability to catch up to us on power do so using on-reveal effects. So Cosmo shuts that down, and then usually with a Cosmo plus a death while we have priority, that's enough to win the game. I heard feedback. It was awesome feedback to read, honestly. People did not like the old layout, so this is a new layout. It looks a little bit weird in the main menu, but I think it looks a little bit nicer once we're in game. If you have any issues or concerns about this layout, let me know. All the relevant information is on screen, so you can see everything, and my hand is where it would be if you were playing on your phone. So to start things off with, we're definitely going to be playing this Yondu. The question is where. I kind of like playing it on cloning vats. It means we probably won't be able to get Adam Warlock value because the opponent's likely to play cards on the left-hand side. So us putting power here means we're lessening the value of our Adam Warlock, but I think it's going to be fine here. We're more or less relying on drawing Galactus now, though, because if we hit Adam Warlock and not Galactus, we're not going to be able to catch up with Adam Warlock later. We get +1 energy. There is an argument for maybe running Wave in this version of the deck. So there's going to be situations where the opponent does a lot of destruction for us, and then we can Wave, Death, Knull, which will sometimes be enough to just win a game. Granted, I don't think it will be very often, but worth keeping in mind. I'm tempted to do another Yondu, but it seems a little bit overkill at this point. I think we'll just go for the Sabretooth for now. We go Sabretooth now, and the next time we're doing Psylocke, Adam Warlock. I kind of don't like putting a card in another location, but opponents pretty much stalling out the game here, just playing a lot of Sunspots, so I don't expect them to do too much disruption stuff over here. It might come back to bite me, but hopefully not. We're going to Psylocke and Adam Warlock, and now we're essentially relying on drawing Galactus. We need Galactus right now. Galactus is a mega important draw right now. If we don't draw Galactus, we could play Knull if we draw that, but for the most part, if we don't draw Galactus here, it's probably game over. Okay, one more draw attempt. Oh, and we don't get there. Let's go Knull. I'm a little bit hopeful that this Knull does something, because if our opponent doesn't spend 3 of their energy... Oh, well. I was going to say, we might have had a line here where Shang-Chi just blows up this entire lane here on the left. But that doesn't work out for us. Sunspot doesn't gain energy until the turn is over. So we can't Shang-Chi here in hopes that he doesn't spend the energy, because our card will flip and then his cards will flip, or sorry, his cards will flip, then our cards will flip, and then Sunspot will gain energy. So, or will gain power. So Shang-Chi doesn't actually kill off these Sunspots. If they did, this Knull would be huge and would be game winning. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out here. All right, we'll walk away. It was a non-Galactus game, so we weren't expecting much. All right, it's -1 cube for us. No problem at all. Let's just jump back into the next game. I will say one thing I'm a little bit disappointed about is the lack of Knull animation. I thought that'd be a really cool animation with Knull, but no Knull animation. Oh, opponent snaps, but we have Adam Warlock and Yellow Jacket in our hand and the ramp card. All we're missing now is a Galactus, and this hand becomes very, very good. We'll play this out. I mean, right now we're in a leech meta, so that is a little bit scary. We can just get leeched. But I don't think the opponent would just snap because they have a leech in. Probably snapping because they have like a multi-card combo thing set up. Maybe they have a Galactus play. Hey, we get our card draw. And an Ant-Man. Interesting. I'm not sure what decks that run Ant-Man that can get away with snapping on turn 1. Perhaps he has some Destroyer ongoing Spectrum combo in his hand. Go for this Sabertooth now. We're going to be looking for this Psylocke next turn. Actually, we would much rather draw a Electro than actually play the Psylocke. But beggars can't be choosers. Ooh, that is a fantastic Galactus target. There's the Electro. We very kindly asked for. Yeah, I think we just got to play the Electro. We don't play Yondu now. Because if we play Yondu, it bricks one of these two options for us. So if the opponent has like Juggernaut or something, it can disrupt our Galactus. We should be getting this Galactus draw, though. It's pretty hard for opponent to put down 8 power in a single turn. And that will guarantee that we draw Galactus if we get this Adam Warlock card draw. It actually just guarantees the Galactus. So I will snap here in hopes opponent doesn't have something like Debris. Green Goblin doesn't really do anything. The main concern is Debris. Okay, a Wong from opponent. So I'm guessing the Wong Spectrum combo was correct. Guessing he has some type of... He probably has Mystique in his hand already. Okay. Just so we know, for those who don't know... oh, my overlay doesn't actually show this, but I can see my deck count here. It says 1. So I knew I was going to be drawing Galactus because the last card on my deck is Chavez, and I can't draw her until turn 6. So I knew because if I was getting a card draw from Adam Warlock, I knew my deck count was going to go down to 1, which means the last card is Chavez, which means I have to have drawn Galactus. We will Galactus... okay. Galactusing middle is correct here. Oh, sorry. Galactusing left is correct here because the opponent can't play cards there. But I'm actually going to Galactus middle because I want my opponent to not retreat, if at all possible. So let's try and force a non-retreat from opponent. He probably plays Mystique here, I think. Oh, an Iron Man. Oh, he might have us beat. He very well might have us beat. So we have priority. Normally with priority, we would want to play Cosmo. And that still might be correct here. We'll just kind of evaluate the situation here in a second once our everything has resolved. Okay. Okay. So I really want to play Sabertooth, Yondu, Knull. So that is what I'm going to do. But for the record, I think that this is wrong. Actually, we should Yondu, Sabertooth, Knull. This is just because of leader order. Yeah, I think that this is wrong. What I want to actually do is just simply Cosmo Sabertooth Death, because I think it's beating his Spectrum stuff, and there's a chance that this is losing to some junk that I'm not thinking of, or even just simply a Shang-Chi. So yeah, I think this is worse than our Cosmo play, but we'll do this because Knull's new card, Knull Fun. Yondu away his Cosmo. Sabertooth and a gigantic Knull. And yeah, technically the Cosmo is still better against this, but the Knull's beating it anyway, so no problem whatsoever. That's +8 for us. 2 more cubes and the video is over. For those who don't know, in these videos, whenever I do gameplay videos, we play first to +10 cubes or first to -10 cubes. So if I lose 9 more cubes before I gain 2 more, the video will end. Or the video will end when I get +2. So. As for this opening hand, though, we're happy to see our ramp card. We're happy to see Adam Warlock. It'd be nice if we picked up a Yondu or a Yellow Jacket. Ideally, a Yellow Jacket would be best. We found Galactus, so honestly, the Yellow Jacket's not that important. We already know where we're going to Galactus this game. It's in the middle, because we can't Galactus anywhere else, because Avengers Compound's going to force us to play here on turn 5. With that in mind, we can't play cards here because it will brick our Galactus. We're going to play cards here on the right, mainly because I don't want our cards to die to the Hala. Iceman hits Cosmo. That's a fine target. I would have preferred it hit the Electro, honestly, because we're always playing Electro on 4 anyway. Ooh, that's fine. We're going to play Sabertooth on the left because we don't want him to be consumed by Clintar. New location, Clintar. I hope everyone's enjoying their Clintar experience. Oh, I missed a Fantastic? Interesting. Not sure what opponent's playing, actually. There's a lot of weird stuff in here. I think we go Electro Snap. See what the board state looks like. I'd imagine my Sabertooth and my Electro are surviving here. It seems weird for the opponent to try and contest Hala at this point. My Adam Warlock card draw engine is gone, though, but that's okay. We were never getting card draw off of him anyway. Opponent steals our Death. That's fine, because we have the Shang-Chi follow-up. Okay, very good. and a big symbiote for opponent. Again, we don't really care about this, though it does actually buff up Knull. So this is probably not a Knull turn, even if we were to draw it. If we could somehow discount Knull the same way that we discount Death, oh my god, this is absolute. I'll be shocked if we don't win this game. So Galactus destroys 4 things for us. That'll take Death's cost down to 5, which isn't ideal. It means we're not going to be able to play it with our Shang-Chi, but that's fine, because now we're going to Yondu, Sabretooth, Shang-Chi. Between the Yondu, the Sabretooth, Galactus, and Shang-Chi, we're going to end up with 12 power in total. That'll be beating the Agent 13 and the Mr. Fantastic, which I think is going to be the only 2 cards we have to worry about here, because our opponent's probably going to play Death or another big card. It's very unlikely that our opponent's going to try and beat the 13 that we're representing here without developing... Wait, is it even possible? 2, 4... the gap would be 9. So yeah, it's actually not possible for him to catch up in power without playing a card that dies to Shang-Chi. So we're actually 100% winning this unless I'm missing something. Yeah. Boom, there goes the Scorpion and Sabretooth and Shang-Chi. Fantastic, look at that. That is the end of our Knull video, our Knull Galactus video. I hope you enjoyed. We only got to play Knull the once before we absolutely dominated in cubes, going up to plus 12 compared to our minus 1. Does Knull deserve a spot in the Galactus list? I'm still not convinced, mainly because in most cases, we're not going to actually need to play Knull if we're running this package. However, there are definitely lists that can take advantage of running Knull, and we're going to try and do some science and some experimenting with that over the course of the next week. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.